Hey everybody, this is the LEGO Ninjago Throne Room Showdown set for Season 9, and this is one of those small, location-centric sets that honestly is really all about the figures, so let's get to those first. We begin with Lloyd and Nia. Lloyd has a pair of handcuffs in his hand for reasons that will become apparent momentarily. It'll be a minor spoiler, but of course, what isn't a spoiler in a set that's about a season of a show that hasn't been released yet? If you don't want to know anything about the show, you should not be watching reviews about sets about the show. Both of these figures have some battle damage, some wear on them, and Nia gets the fully built up spear here. Just turn it sideways so you can see the pieces that are used there, including the tassel at the end that always does tend to shake around a little bit. And let's look at these from the backs as well. A little bit of damage and wear again on the prints for the torsos. There's a big difference. Well, obviously there's a huge difference for Lloyd, but for Nia, it's obvious that here she kind of has a I'm smarter than you smile, kind of a smirking smile, like, she's about to win a battle easily through wit and will. But from a distance, I have to say that these two faces look very similar. If you're far enough away that you don't see the corners of the mouth that well for Nia, they look very, very similar. Here we have the return of Samurai X, or kind of in a way a reboot of Samurai X. And this is a cheap way to get that figure. And we have the return of Skylar. Now, the character to me isn't that great of Skylar, but I really like the figure. I've always liked the figure since they first introduced it. I just like the colors mostly, I think, with the red hair and the orangish yellow colored body and hips and legs. And here they've added in the Lego Batman movie utility built for her in a red color, which helps even more. Just makes it more of a special looking figure. And it's a very complete figure as well, with the dual scabbard on the back. She has the two silver colored shuriken that she comes with, and the two black katanas. Samurai X is now pixel, and we already knew that from last season or even before then. But unfortunately, the print on that face is not fixed. It is still kind of patchy with the white color there. It just feels like it's applied too quickly. I know they can do a good job of applying a solid color, and it's bright enough. I feel like it has enough opacity even against that black colored base, but it's just patchy. It's just kind of blotchy in the center. The lines on the outside and all the details are crisp though. And here we also get to see the alternate face for Skylar and the back prints for the torsos. There we go. Yeah, see, a little bit of the same problem here on this face for Samurai X as well. It's just not as obvious with the extra detailing. Last, but certainly not least, and in fact I would even say most importantly in this set, is Evil Harumi. I very much enjoyed the turn of this character in Season 8. It was just so extreme. The true form of Harumi is just so unapologetically evil, just so enthusiastically bad. It's funny in some cases, but it's just entertaining in general. And, of course, they've captured her pretty well. I mean, it was designed to be a LEGO minifigure in CG, and so here we go. And this is a rubbery hairpiece, just done in white, an existing part. I think it was first made in, was it dark brown, the first color for that? And she does get an alternate face, so that's good. I guess you could see this as being a moment of questioning, a moment of contemplation. What am I doing? should I stop all of this evilness? But here is her normal self, so that's cool. And she gets the red katana with the tassel at the end. As for the rest of the set, there's not a whole lot to be seen here. Most of the effort of building this and designing it in the first place went into the throne itself, so Harumi would sit there. I just want to move some of these out of the way to kind of highlight the structure itself a little more clearly. That is pretty well built up, pretty nicely detailed, lots of blade elements all around it, and it does have a very nicely done secret feature. It just has a compartment down beneath the throne itself, and you can just pull this out. It's a good build. It works plenty well, but it's simple. Just has a sigh in it, and most importantly, a key, a golden key, to open up the jail cell. Now, the jail cell contains Lloyd, so there's your minor spoiler that Lloyd does get locked up, but we've got the lock up above. Interestingly, you might need a ladder or something to get up to that, but then all of this just opens, and that's that. And I mean, look at how deep that is. It's as shallow as can be. There's just enough room for Lloyd to barely sit there. It's like a doorway, you know. And then on the other side, well, it's a bit of a wall. They have a security camera up here, so I guess they're trying to make it look like the whole thing is a jail. I don't know. Is the security camera for the throne itself? In case somebody comes in and steals something from the throne, like a gem, or I don't know. Why is it facing that way? It kind of makes more sense to be looking over the jail area, but we'll see exactly how that gets lined up and laid out in the show. But this is Lloyd's sword over here, so once you break him out, then you'll be able to outfit him with a weapon. And this little banister element here is something that you can kick in. So that's why originally I had Samurai X back there, so she would come in, just bust through the place, and it's just one thing that you can knock down. But I mean, you can do that with any Lego. Yeah, it's fine. I like that. That's good. The rest is a little bit of detail, can be useful for basically a little display piece for these figures if you're collecting them, or it can be kind of a starting point, and you just add to this to make it more substantial. Now, the two side wings, if you will, are on hinges, so you can do this. Maybe that makes more sense. Set it up this way. You can also bring these things quite close together to make it all a lot more cozy as well. I don't know if that gives anybody any ideas. Feel free to share in the comments if you do get any such ideas. Overall, though, I think it's a pretty good figure-based set, especially when you consider the value, the price of it compared to what you get here with 5 figures that include plenty of accessories for them. They're worth about $15 just by themselves, so you're essentially paying $5 for the throne and all of this wall stuff, all this extra stuff. And I mean, there are all these extra weapons built in to the build as well, so you can see those as additional accessories. So I do believe the value here is very good, and it's an important cast of characters that they've brought all together into one set. A bunch of folks who are doing important stuff not in the Oni and Dragon realm. So yeah, I'm very glad that they made this. I think that this is going to be a treat for many fans, if nothing else, just to get the figures and the accessories for a reasonable price. And that's Throne Room Showdown. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.